Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Money Talks. This is the place
Where money meets politics.
Mike Lomas, Glenn Wiggle, we are the financial guys.
We're going to be having a lot of different guests on throughout this next couple of weeks. Our first guest here, Carla Palladino, Rochelle Tadaro, Brian Warnowski,
John Third,
Sheriff Howard, Jay Blanchard, as well as a lot of different topics that we're going to talk about, right, including retirement planning,
Andrew Cuomo,
403B,
life insurance,
Donald Trump,
windmills,
the all-loving liberal left, estate planning, and how to protect your assets and pass your assets on to the next generation.
the opportunity to keep our own money and to do what we want with it is really important to us, and that's why we talk about free market capitalism and smaller government. We wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what's going on around the world, and of course, a lot in the news this week.
We're going to talk a little bit about how deceptive and basically the left-wing media really is.
A crazy week.
Chris
oh my gosh.
Collins and in trouble in the hot seat for sure.
All right, welcome back to Money Talks. This is our 100th episode, which is why we did that special intro. Thanks a lot to Kelsey McCool and my daughter Lily Wiggle for putting that together. I thought it came out fantastic.
We did a lot of laughs. That's funny.
We did a lot of laughs. We have a good time with this show, just like we do in the afternoons.
I noticed how gray my hair is, though. Somebody said the other day that they go, oh, it's salt and pepper. I'm like, I just see a lot of salt.
Yeah, no pepper. Not a lot of pepper there. No,
That's all right. It's wisdom.
Hey, after 20 years, we look fantastic, I would say. But
well,
100th episode? 100th episode. I was saying 200th episode. I'm jumping ahead. 100th episode here. So we got a great and special show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. Yeah. So we've been on the air now for almost 2 years, right, or 2 years or so on TV. We've been on radio for almost 20 years.
Decades.
Yeah, decades. So in January, we'll be celebrating and doing a special show on WBEN where we host the Financial Guys radio program every 1 to 2. That show also is where money meets 1 to 3. Yeah, sorry, 1 to 3. I think we have just started yesterday, right? That show also is where money meets politics. So we're going to talk a little bit about politics right now, considering that this is election
big
over,
week.
right? A big week.
Hey, really good news, Glenn. Look at the Dems have taken over all of New York.
Yeah, well, now
all of New York. So the good news is, and by the way, Cuomo ran on the platform. This is really incredible. I did not increase your taxes as much as you think.
Well, the best part
and he wins in a landslide.
No, it's a
joke. He wins in a landslide.
He comes out and he goes, we're not buying what Donald Trump is selling.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No,
right?
no,
you're definitely not buying the 4% GDP growth. No, not that.
No.
Definitely not the 3.7% unemployment. And definitely not the business growth.
No.
We know that. So
what you're buying, Andrew, is stock, hopefully, in moving companies, because more and more people are going to. And by the way, that's exactly what happened. You look at this election, right? You say, how did the Democrats run everything? Well, they run everything in the places that are falling apart, right?
Right.
So you look at all the cities across the country
San
that
Francisco,
are 100%
Chicago,
controlled by Democrats.
Baltimore, yep.
And Andrew, you got exactly what you wanted. Remember years ago you said, if you're a conservative, get the heck out? Well, they left.
Right.
And what's left is Democrats. And I think the only hope I have is that you actually bankrupt the state.
well, it's done head in that direction
Yeah,
at some point.
I mean,
no
you
doubt
might
about
as
it.
well bankrupt it, get it over with so we can start over, right? Yep. I mean, what is the game plan? The game plan is now more taxes, more of everything that has driven the people out of here that pay taxes?
The game plan, if he's not going to follow the Trump formula, is higher regulation, higher taxes, right?
Yeah.
More big government bureaucracy, because that's worked so well.
Well, SAFE Act 2, by the way. Get ready
SAFE
for
Act
that.
2? Yeah, that'll be a
Get
good
ready
time.
for that.
That'll make
It'll
it
be
safer.
for all. By the way, for all you gun owners that didn't show up and vote, shame on you.
I think some
Shame
did. I
on
think
you.
they voted for the Democrat. I don't know what even to say about that.
Hey, here's the positive on a national level, though. The Democrats took over the House. Negative. Positive is we are going to have so much material between Pelosi and Maxine Waters, two of the dumbest individuals I know, are now in major power positions.
But you have a much, much lower bar now with Ocasio-Cortez is now a congressperson. Let's not forget about that.
That's right.
So she's the youngest person, the youngest woman ever elected to Congress, also the dumbest apparently ever elected to Congress.
That's right.
But
I don't know. Waters.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I will say this, though. For those folks that are worried about, what happens now? The Democrats are back in control of the House of Representatives, Republicans. Nancy Pelosi is nothing more than Paul Ryan in a skirt.
That's right.
That's it. I mean, there's no difference. Think about this. Paul Ryan, and we've been harping on this for the last several years, Paul Ryan has raised the federal budget by almost $1 trillion in the last couple of years.
Just nailed it. You just funny. So we had a bunch of clients that called in a little bit of a panic, saying, "Oh my God, the Democrats have the House now.
They've had it.
Are we going to take over? Yeah, that's gonna hurt the Trump agenda." I said, "Well, wait a minute. That's what the Republicans have been doing, right? If you look at the Republicans that got kicked out, they were mostly rhinos, and the Democrats that got in, by the way, were running on a more moderate platform, right? No difference between an R and a D in that case. I don't think you're going to see much of a difference.
No.
I've been saying for years, the only problem that Donald Trump has had has been the Republicans. Okay, now there's some Democrats
We said
there.
that from day one, right? That the biggest problem, that the biggest obstacle that President Trump was going to have was going to be the Republicans and the rhinos like Paul Ryan in the House of Representatives. And for the last 2 years, it's been exactly that. Sadly, we had a golden opportunity to do a lot of, great things. We have done some good things, but it didn't involve Congress. Outside of the big tax cut, which
not nearly. By the way, the tax
which they didn't. Remember, they're going to circle back around and finish it off.
The big tax
How's
cut.
that going to work
the
out
big
now?
tax cut was really on the corporate side, which I 100% agree with, right? But they should have had the same stones with the individual side. And as you pointed out, they said, well, we're going to circle back around. Could you imagine having a business meeting and sitting in front of our group of 50 people and saying, you know what, let's do everything half-heartedly this time, and then in a bunch of months we'll come back and do it
we'll
the
get
right
to it
way.
later. Yeah, just a
What a
joke.
joke.
All right, we got more of this to come, folks. You got the financial guys, Glenn Wiggle, Mike Lomas. This is Money Talks, the show where money meets politics. We'll be right back here on WKBW. Welcome back to Money Talks. Again, this is a show where money meets politics. Again, I'm your host, Glenn Wiggle, here with Mike Lomas, and we are the Financial Guys with you each and every Saturday morning from 9 to 9:30. You can also join the Financial Guys radio program on WBEN, where we've been for almost 20 years, every afternoon from 1 to 3. We're going to talk with Ron Reinstein a little bit about divorce, but I had to just wrap up the conversation we were having about Governor Cuomo and Congress and the House of Representatives. Governor Cuomo, Rochelle was just telling us throughout the break, 7 out of 62 counties is all he won outside of New York City.
And he did worse than that, by the way, when Palladino ran against him. He did worse than that. There's like a
fruit fly here.
He's going to take you out. He did worse than that. And, that's honestly, that's what makes our radio show and our TV show work. I mean, a lot of folks in Western New York are conservative thinking people. They have a brain in their head. They understand the damage that's been done by big government. And geographically, New York State is a perfect example of that. We are geographically conservative, and there's about 18 miles that make up the rules for everybody, and they've destroyed the state.
How are they so slow in New York City? I don't mean to get off on a tangent here, because I want to give you, obviously, the opportunity to talk about divorce, but I mean, seriously,
I don't.
Look, they voted in Ocasio-Cortez. You're talking about.
Here's what they vote on in New York City. There's an 18-mile block that vote 100% on social issues, forgetting the fact that being safe and having a job are probably two of the most important things.
Aren't those social issues?
Well, the $15 minimum wage, I mean, it's got to be beneficial, especially in New York City.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. And I've said that forever, right? You look at Andrew Cuomo, everybody doesn't like him because of the SAFE Act. They don't like him because of Common Core. The unions don't like him.
Right.
But yet he wins.
The corruption.
He wins 80-20.
I know, it's an absolute joke. All right, Ron Reinstein's joining us. Sorry I digress.
Oh, that's okay.
We're talking divorce. I think a lot of people would like to divorce New York State. They now have a full majority of liberals
or divorce New York City.
Or New York City. That'd be
great.
That
would be easier.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So you're a certified divorce financial analyst.
Correct.
What does that mean for somebody who says that I just dabble in divorce versus the stuff that and you've been certified as?
I don't know if you can just dabble in divorce, but
financial planning wise.
In terms of the planning aspect, when I sit with people, I always say you want to think financially, not emotionally. So as the marital piece or the marital, financial puzzle is starting to unwind, and then when you go from 2 incomes to 1, that it's just, as you look at all the decisions you want to make financially, you want to make them with a rational viewpoint. Not, I want to stay in the house, I want to keep the house. My next question is, can you afford to do so?
One of the things, Ron, I've realized that you have done is really educate people on the difference between assets and liabilities. And not that we don't do that in the financial planning process, but oftentimes you're paying off those liabilities together. Okay, we've got a house, we're going to pay them off together, right? When you go through the divorce, it's different. You got to treat it differently.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, is that it's not going to be this financial windfall that will occur in the event if you get divorced. And as you look at the assets, it's not just New York State being equitable distribution, so as close to 50-50 as you possibly can. You want to try to, that's what I say to people too, is don't look at just values. That's what your attorney's going to do, is here's, as close to, let's just take $1 million. Here's 500, here's 500. I'm going to take it a step further. If you need potential cash flow for those expenses, if there's that bank account that's $100,000 sitting there versus more retirement-based money, maybe give up some of the money that's, for the future in the event if you think you're going to need something in the short term.
You mentioned the attorneys, and we work with a lot of attorneys, a lot of great attorneys. One of the things I do notice with attorneys, though, they really don't understand the makeup of the assets. They just know the numbers, right?
Yep.
$1 million here, $1 million there, like you just mentioned. Oftentimes, it's the attorneys will deliver the Quadro or whatever they need to move the assets, and then they kind of turn it over to the divorcee, whichever side, and they just kind of sit there and go, well,
what do I do
how do I get this? How do I get the money over? How do I get these things separated?
And that's another piece that we're going to help people just establish. If it's going to go to an IRA, that's another thing with a Quadro is that you can take out some money, if you're pre-59.5 without the penalty. You're going to be taxed, but if you need an infusion of cash, you can do so. I just had this conversation the other day, and I said, but as soon as it gets to the IRA, and if you wanted to pull the money out, then you're going to be penalized.
Well, just things like getting accounts set up, right? And getting them established, getting the money over. That's all tough.
I've been involved with cases, and you being the lead agent in helping these people through a divorce. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Right? And there's going to be one side of this that both are probably going to have attorneys, but one's going to have an attorney with a certified financial divorce analyst who really understands assets, liabilities, and the financial ramifications, and the other side may not. It's a big difference.
It is, and that's what I say is you want to make sure that picture, the roadmap that we create, it's not just good 5 months down the road, it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road that your financial freedom isn't going to be compromised because,
makes sense.
Unfortunately, getting divorced.
So if they need you, Ron, certified divorce financial analyst, 633-1515, and you've been a member of our team for many, many, many years. So thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Let me say this too. Go to our website, thefinancialguys.com, if you have specific questions for Ron. And it is Medicare season too. Independent Medicare reps in our office, and the season is going quick. Use them as a resource, 633-1515.
All right, very short break. We're going to take just a really quick break here. We'll come back. We got a couple more segments to go. Do not miss out. Don't turn it down. You got the Financial Guys. This is where money meets politics. We'll be right back here on WKBW. Welcome back, and good morning, everybody. This is Money Talks here on WKBW. Again, I'm your host, Glenn Wiggle. We are the Financial Guys. Mike Lomas here as well. And we're going to be talking with Rochelle here in just a second. So if you need us throughout the week, before I forget, we do manage money for a living. We kind of talk a lot about a lot of different things on the show. We hop around quite a bit, just like we do on our afternoon radio program. But we have a number of different departments that can help you in a lot of different categories, from college planning to estate planning to Medicare planning as Medicare sees. And if we can help you with any of your investment planning or anything that has to do with you and your money, please feel free to use us as a resource. Go to our website, thefinancialguys.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @FinGuys and like us on Facebook. And you can always call the office, 633-1515. Rochelle, I loved your video this week. That was absolutely hysterical. I think it was Wednesday you were promoting. Yeah,
the Social Security claiming strategist in his natural habitat. We found him.
Which was good with the whiteboard. That is his natural habitat. It was in front of the classroom for TFG Academy. So you're going to tell us about TFG Academy. You're kind of the godmother of that. You're running that different program. It's working out great. We're getting a number of dozens of people in, whether it be Medicare Mondays or the Academy on Wednesdays.
Social Security this week was packed.
It was. It was awesome. They had a great turnout for that. It was really awesome. Yep.
Yeah, good deal.
And this upcoming week we have, Glenn, you're going to be presenting Orange. It's a new financial planning software that you'd like to introduce everybody to, and I think that's going to be great. So if you want to
so Orange is free software that is on it. Well, it's not free to us. We actually pay for it. It's on our website. It's free to you to use. And so what it is basically like an online net worth statement and goal tracking tool. So if you know where you need to be for retirement or what you're trying to plan for college or whatever, it's a great tool to help you track your progress towards those goals. The other thing it does, you can link everything to it. So you can link in your home values through Zillow. You can link in your bank accounts, credit card statements, 401k, even stuff that's not held with us. You can link it all together. And so that way you have kind of an online net worth statement that you can give your son or your daughter or your trusted loved one a password to. They can see everything in one spot. There's also a vault attached to it. It's all free where you can upload your wills and trusts and store them all in a secure spot.
Let me add to that. I was talking to Kelsey earlier in the week in our office, and we were talking about embracing technology, and it's amazing to me how many folks really do not embrace technology, and they embrace technology in all the ways, whether it's a flat screen TV or everybody's interested in a car that could drive itself or an iPhone. But yet, when it comes to their investments, a lot of people are still using the same tools that they did in 1992.
So this was something that, it's not, we didn't write the program, of course, but, the idea, somebody presented me the idea, and why I thought it was valuable is because when we were, we were still working with AAA, but they developed what they called Lifebook. And Lifebook was basically a paper notebook where you can put everything, from your investments to your wills and all your important documents.
Right.
This is basically an online Lifebook.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all right there and available for you, right through our website. You can check it out right through our website at thefinancialguys.com.
Yeah, promos you're going to give away too?
Yeah, of course. Every week, whenever you want to go onto thefinancialguys.com, you click on Money Talks, and you can subscribe, and we'll send you all the latest information on Money Talks, the TV show here, as well as some other videos and tidbits. So go right on there, and every time you subscribe, we'll send you something, a tchotchke, a hunting hat.
The hunting hat, I like
Yeah.
that. Thanks, remember. So the shirts are been going well, right? I
Yes.
mean, everybody loves the fishing shirts.
They do. We
I thought it
actually
was
put
great.
some more on order. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, they're coming soon.
The fishing
So we'll send
shirt,
you.
by the way. I have a lot of friends that texted me and said, ask Rochelle if I can get one. I said, they're on hold now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we're getting more of those in, but if that's the one you like, let us know. We'll put you on the list and we'll send one to you.
So what is it? Give a man a fish, they'll eat for a day. Or let's see. No, teach a man the fish, they'll eat for life. Give a man a fish, they'll vote Democrat for life. Is that how it goes?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, now the new
absolutely.
thing after last week in the Democratic landslide is they moved to New York.
Landslide.
That'll be the next.
Yeah. The landslide reminds me of a giant blue wave that just kind of petered out and then just barely
Well, no.
reached
I
across
meant New
the
York
finish
State.
line.
New York State. The
Oh, New
Democrats
York
have
State.
everything
Oh,
in New
forget
York
it. They got
State.
everything.
So
Well, they've had everything. I mean, let's be honest with you. Outside of Dave DiPietro, was there any conservatives really in the Senate or the Assembly in New York State? I mean, you had one.
Dave DiPietro is the
one
only
good
guy I know that has the stones to stand up and get on our radio show or our TV show.
right.
And not only does he have the stones, he actually calls us and
That's
says,
right.
I want
to come on.
Yeah, I want to come
Yeah,
on.
no doubt.
Brian Higgins still hiding. Poloncarz still hiding.
Yeah.
Timmy Kennedy, anytime you want to sit here. And we're not going to fight with you.
I don't even
We
know.
want to know
I'm
your
not
liberal,
sure.
left-wing, progressive policies, why you think they work. Because they haven't worked anywhere else, right? So Democrats have everything now that has not worked out well for any other place in the country.
I don't know that Tim Kennedy could find the station if you drew him a map. But anyway, all right, we got to take a very short break here, folks. One more segment coming up. You're not going to want to miss this. Again, you've got the Financial Guys, Money Talks. We'll be right back here on WKBW. Welcome back to the last segment of Money Talks. Again, folks, if you need us throughout the week, 633-1515. We do manage money for a living. We're going to go right to our special guest here this morning. We have a guest all the way from our Florida office, Regina.
Wait, before we introduce Regina, we're getting yelled at. It's
What?
the 100th
Oh, I'm sorry.
episode.
This is the 100th episode.
Rochelle is literally going,
Sorry.
we're lucky we matched.
I know, right? We're lucky we're here on time. 100th episode, so we're going to play that montaging at the end of the show. But Regina Rudnick is our Executive Vice President of Advisor Relations for our broker-dealer. We don't talk about a broker-dealer very often, but we are winning awards, which is fantastic.
All the way down from, all the way up from Florida.
Right.
And I don't think you've ever seen things like 37 degrees in a car before, right? Like
No.
Changing
no.
the leaves.
It was my first fall. Yes, I took pictures and sent them home
You might
to my
get fall
kids.
and winter while you're here. All at once.
This is it's the only place I think in the country where you can put your air conditioning on, heater, and then go back to air, and then back to
All on the same day.
Right, it's been a special visit, for sure.
I'm glad you came up.
For sure.
So you are in charge of basically the experience of our advisors, and one of the taglines for the broker-dealer is experience different, right? So tell us how Peak Brokers is different and what we're trying to do to be a different firm for our advisors.
And remember, it's our TV show, so say nice stuff about us.
Of course. Well, I'll tell you the different part of Peak is that really the advisors have a voice. And one of the things that I found extremely refreshing about the relationship that I have with the Financial Guys and with advisors across the country is the fact that you're open to new ideas. The open-mindedness of the leadership crowd and the opportunity to bring things to the forefront is something that is exciting for me. Being in the industry for 20 plus years and being the size and the growth that you see in the industry, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, you've had a lot of experience in the 403B world from the former company you came from. And so tell us
Very
about
true.
how we're kind of building out the 403B department here in Western New York, if you could.
Well, I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to work with advisors and to give a value to a market that's very underserved. Teachers, non-for-profits, hospitals, universities, people that don't get a lot of attention now have the opportunity to get some advice.
Well, yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you for a confidential conversation, if they're an advisor, they would call you at the home office, I'm guessing?
Most certainly.
And that's 561?
561-641-5050.
Regina, thank you so much for joining us. You know what,
Pleasure.
before we let the show go here, our 100th episode, let's see that montage one more time, folks. Again, if you need us throughout the week, 633-1515. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Money Talks. This is the place
Where money meets politics.
Mike Lomas, Glenn Wiggle, we are the financial guys.
We're going to be having a lot of different guests on throughout this next couple of weeks. Our first guest here, Collar Palladino, Rochelle Tadaro, Brian Warnowski,
John Third,
Sheriff Howard, Jay Blanchard, as well as a lot of different topics that we're going to talk about, right, including retirement planning,
Andrew Cuomo,
403B stuff,
life insurance.
Donald Trump,
windmills,
the all-loving liberal left, estate planning, and how to protect your assets and pass your assets on to the next generation.
the opportunity to keep our own money and to do what we want with it is really important to us, and that's why we talk about free market capitalism and smaller government. We wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what's going on around the world, and of course, you know, a lot in the news this week.
We're going to talk a little bit about how deceptive and basically the left-wing media really is.
What a crazy week.
Chris
oh my gosh.
Collins and, in trouble in the hot seat for sure.